Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind The Country Chic Cottage. So Cricut has a new app and we're going to talk all about that today. The app is called Cricut Heat. Cricut Heat can only be used currently as of the filming of this video with the EasyPress 3 and the new Cricut Hat Press. So both of these are new releases from Cricut and I have videos up on both of those, so you can head to my YouTube channel and watch both of those videos if you're interested in either of the machines. Now, if you're just here because of Cricut Heat and want to know how to use it, this video is for you. So what does Cricut Heat do? Let's take a look inside the app, how you use it, and all the functions, and why you might want it if you have the EasyPress 3 or the Cricut Hat Press. The first thing you're going to need Cricut Heat for is if you purchase a Hat Press or the EasyPress 3, you need to register it on the Cricut Heat app. So you'll need to download the free Cricut Heat app from the App Store, and it is for iOS or Android. So that means that you need a mobile device of some sort, either a phone or a tablet, if you purchase either of these presses in order to register and use your device. The device does not work until after it's registered. However, you don't have to use Cricut Heat to operate either of these presses. So I can operate them manually with the buttons that are on the presses once they're registered within the Cricut Heat app. So the Cricut Heat app registers it, often downloads a firmware update, and then you are ready to press. Now, if you want to use the features of the Cricut Heat app regularly to press, let's take a look at some of those. So you open up the Cricut Heat app, and then you'll pick your machine. From there, it connects via Bluetooth to either the Hat Press or the EasyPress 3. Once it's connected via Bluetooth, you can pick settings right in Cricut Heat. So you pick the material you're using, what you're pressing it on, it tells you the time and the temperature, then you just click to send the settings to your press. It sends the settings directly to your press and starts heating it up. Now the settings are in your press and you are ready to operate that press. Now it will walk you through everything you need. So it walks you through the pre-press step, the actual pressing of the HTV or the infusible ink, and then even if it needs to be pressed from the back, the Cricut Heat app will tell you that. So for instance, if I'm pressing HTV, it needs to be pre-pressed for 5 seconds. The Cricut Heat will send that time and temperature first to my EasyPress 3, for instance, and then I press the go button, I pre-press. Once I'm done with that, it sends the new time and temperature settings for the press itself to the EasyPress 3, because those are different. So there's no more guesswork or changing constantly of the time. Now you know exactly what to do and how to press, all with Cricut Heat. It really is super convenient, like no longer like pulling up the Cricut Heat guide, looking to see what the time and temperature are, setting the time and temperature, and then like I want to press for 30 seconds, but it just says to pre-press for 5, but I don't want to change the time in between the two, so I'm just gonna like manually count to 5 in the beginning. So there is tons of guesswork I find with the EasyPress 2 and the Cricut Heat guide when I'm using it. But when I'm using Cricut Heat and the EasyPress 3, it sort of takes the guesswork out of that for me. Now, that may not be for everyone. Perhaps you really love your EasyPress 2, it doesn't bother you to look up the time and temperature, and that's fine as well. The benefit of the EasyPress 3 is that you can use Cricut Heat and get that convenience. Now the Hat Press, with the Cricut Heat app, you can send exact time and temperatures to the Hat Press. Otherwise, it just has 3 manual settings that you set on the side. Now those 3 manual settings are sort of like an EasyPress Mini if you've ever used one of those, but the Hat Press has the curved surface for the hat as well as the hat form that comes with it. Now another benefit of the Cricut Heat app is that it remembers the last things you've done. So if you typically do shirts and hats and coasters or something like that, then it would remember those past settings and you could just click those instead of clicking start a new project. So that's just sort of one of the benefits of using Cricut Heat and one of the convenience aspects. Now you're saying to yourself, what if I don't want to use Cricut materials? So the settings in Cricut Heat are for Cricut materials, but if you don't want to use Cricut materials, you can set a custom time and temperature right in Cricut Heat. So instead of clicking to start a new project, you click to set a custom time and temperature. So on the custom screen, you can pick your time, your temperature, you can pick whether you're going to pre-press, you can pick whether you're going to press it from the back. Once you set this, you send your settings to your EasyPress, and then it will be in your last used settings if you come back to Cricut Heat again. So you can pick those settings again easily. Once you have those custom time and temperatures into Cricut Heat, you just press like you normally do. It will run through each of the steps just like it usually does with the set time and temperatures by Cricut. So even if you're not happy with the Cricut time and temperatures, you can change them with the customized time and temperature. Then as you can see, once I finish my custom time and temperature, it is in my last use settings. So I can pick that again if I wanted to on my next press. And even if you close the app, turn the EasyPress off, whatever, it remembers those last use settings right in the app. That custom time and temperature is also available on the Hat Press. So EasyPress 3 and Hat Press, you have the ability on both to set that custom time and temperature. And remember, on the Hat Press, if you're using it manually, there are only 3 temperature and time settings. If you're using Cricut Heat, you can set a custom time and temperature to whatever you want it to be. When you're using Cricut Heat with the EasyPress 3, it does display what the temperature's at, which it does display that on the front of the EasyPress 3 as well. But one thing it does do is it tells you how long it has left before it comes up to temperature. So this is really convenient. You're in a hurry, you want to press something really quick. How long is this EasyPress going to take to heat up? Cricut Heat is your answer. It will tell you that information. Just in case you were wondering, when you're using the Hat Press, it also displays the temperature that it's at, along with how long it has before it's done heating up. So if you like that feature, it's available on both Hat Press as well as EasyPress 3. So one thing that Cricut Heat is not compatible with is layering. So if you're doing multiple layers, it does not give you directions for that. It's just giving you a direction for a single layer. Hopefully in the future they will add that functionality, but currently it is not in Cricut Heat. One other benefit of Cricut Heat is that it does give you the instructions right on the screen for each step. So I do find that the Cricut Heat guide gives me those instructions, but I have to scroll down as I'm working. So I have to scroll to the first step, scroll to the next step. This pops them up right on the screen as I'm pressing, which is a more convenient interface for pressing. You may also occasionally see updates to firmware when you're using Cricut Heat. This will keep your heat press up to date with the latest and greatest Cricut technology. Remember, currently it only connects with EasyPress 3 and Hat Press, and those are the only 2 machines that you can use inside Cricut Heat. They connect wirelessly via Bluetooth directly to your phone or your tablet, and Cricut Heat is currently only available for iOS or Android. You can't use it on a desktop or a laptop. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions about Cricut Heat or the 2 new presses, feel free to ask those in the comment section below. If this video helped you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. Plus, I have more videos coming up on both Cricut Hat Press as well as the EasyPress 3, and you don't want to miss them. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.